I hate sanding. I hate wallpaper. Welcome to Dirt, Sweat, and Gears, your landfill of DIY, auto, and home improvement content. I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea where I left off. This whole week has just been a complete blur. I've been mainly doing demolition, as you can tell from the massive pile behind me. So I really have no idea how to introduce this video. I think we should just get right to work. I took the Jeep out for another very expensive excursion, and I picked up some plywood as well as a sheet of drywall. This is 5/8 drywall. I am hoping that the drywall I have in my house is 5/8, but it actually could be 3/4 because that's what I remember on my measuring tape. But of course, they don't have 3/4 inch drywall. I just can't even imagine lifting a sheet that big. Anyway, here's my trash pile. It's getting bigger and bigger. This is going to be the new subfloor in the laundry closet. I got this all torn out. I got the all the moldy parts taken out. There's a little slivers of splinters going on here. I might have to pull a little bit more up along this little line here and just kind of lay something else down to keep it all level. But at the same time, this is a laundry closet. It's really not that big of a deal. I started pulling up on the subfloor with my bare hands just to get out more of the splinters. And I ended up just pulling up the whole floor in this room. I may still need to pull up along here, but we'll see how it cooperates once I get this strip down. I believe this is 4x7 here, so I can use the leftover from what I cut off on this side over here if I need to, and really the only thing I need to worry about is right here. I'm going to need to measure and then cut out a little notch for those two pipes. I'm going to try to get really fancy and cut out a notch for each individual pipe. I don't, honestly, at this point, don't think I'm that good, but we'll see how it goes. I also obviously have to put down every single nail and staple in this floor so that it's nice and flat when I put the new subfloor down. Thankfully, I got 2 sheets of this here subfloor because I'm probably going to end up using both of them. Or I could just get a 1/2 inch, but that would require another trip to Home Depot, which is going to cost me another fortune. I got a box of sanding discs and I began sanding at the wallpapered walls. I don't know. This is really tough. It's still pretty rough right here. This is really hard work. This part is probably the worst part of this house right now. I really want to get these walls sanded, but I went through an entire box except for one disc, and I got from there to there, and I have all that left to do. So I'm gonna need to get more sandpaper before I can finish this up. I'm gonna go through a lot of sandpaper. The discs that I have aren't completely ruined, but they no longer have the bite I need to get through the glue layer as effectively as I did over here. And also, as you can see, there's large patches that I was able to scrape away. I'm trying to do that as much as I can, but my God, I cannot overstate how difficult this work is. This is a complete pain in the ass. I did have my plumber come over. His name is Mario from New Design Plumbing. A really great guy, really great local business here, based out of, I think he's based out of Altadena or Montrose, in that area. Really fantastic guy. So I had him look at my plumbing, and he's gonna hook me up. Shout out to my friend Alex. Huge thank you for coming over and helping me paint. He got the ceiling completely done. Meanwhile, I was screwing around with the trim and the doors, just laying primer. The doors, I initially thought I was going to use the same ceiling paint, but the ceiling paint is just too dull for doors and trim. So I'm just going to use that as a primer for another coat of some kind of semi-gloss. I also started to do the wall texturing. It's kind of impossible to show on camera, but I gotta get out of here. It smells really bad. Once the texture is done drying, I'm gonna throw on one more quick coat of primer, and then I'm gonna paint this place. And once I paint this room, I think it's gonna really set it off. So again, I still have to buy paint for the trim and the doors, but that's okay. I can paint the walls and then tape it off around the sills and then paint the sills and trim later on. The baseboards, I did also use a flat black. I may or may not go back over them. I may just leave them the flat black that I did on the ceiling. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. Over in the kitchen, we have my arch nemesis, the wallpaper glue. I've figured out a method that is a lot more efficient than what I was doing over here. You can see there's a lot of glue still left on the wall over there, but over here it's much cleaner. I started working in this area, but my arms got really tired, so I couldn't do the whole wall. But you can see where I was working, here, all along here, and up there. I noticed that on my sander, the filter, which is over there, was getting all clogged up. And all of the passageways were clogged with the fibers from the wallpaper. You could see it's in those passageways right there. And the exhaust port was completely blocked off. So it really wasn't working very efficiently. And once I took the filter off and cleared out those passages, I was able to see the fibers just come spitting out from the exhaust port. So I was able to keep it much cleaner, and that actually made it work much more efficiently. And I've also got kind of a rhythm with the sanding discs. The older discs, I'm going over anywhere where there's wallpaper fibers. So kind of like as a first pass to get this shit off of the walls. That's gonna just get sanded right through with the older discs. And then once I get all of the fibers off, I can switch over to a new disc in that box here over there and get the glue off the wall much more effectively. So that's what I started doing yesterday, and it's working out really well. I still have a lot more wallpaper to go, but I think with this new rhythm that I've got going, it's going to be slightly less awful. It is very awful though. I am finally out of the closet, and it feels great. I thought that was something that my friends were just saying to me. It turns out they were right. You see up here, there's a little bit of oxidation in the paint. I really don't care. It's a closet. It's the far corner of a closet. And the paint, if you really want to look closely, there's quite a few other blemishes, but my God, it's a closet. I'm kind of over it, you know. It has a fresh coat of paint. It doesn't smell bad in here. I had a fan just kind of helping it dry off quicker because it was hot in here yesterday. I also got this bitch in light. The last bit of good news that comes from finishing this closet is now I have a room that is completely done. Well, unless you count electrical and fixtures and stuff, but that's barely anything. I can close this door. And move on to the rest of the house. Now let's check back in on the walls. Look at that. I have finished almost the entire kitchen from sanding the walls. I still have to do that wall right there and that, you know, the top half of that wall. So I need more sanding discs. Here's the pile of dead sanding discs that I've used so far. This kitchen has taken 20 sanding discs, 30 sanding discs, and it needs at least 2 more. 2 or 3 more. So, yeah, I need to get more sanding discs, and I will probably be able to wrap this up very, very soon. I cannot wait, because then I can paint this room and also start moving on into here. This is going to be really cool. Once I get the walls done and the floor done, I can start planning my next moves. Also, look how much dust I've taken off of the wall. This has got to be a 1/4 inch of dust here. I wonder how much of this is asbestos. All right, I'm calling that good enough. What a nightmare. Oh boy, I hate sanding. But it looks good enough. I have to do some hand sanding between these windows, but it's not that big of a deal. I think it should come up pretty quick.